Welcome to News 9 and you are watching On Point, and I have 9 on points or 9 big headlines. Let us take a look at the first on point. Prime Minister Narendra Modi charged the opposition of favouring the Muslim community over the Christian community in Jharkhand. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday targeted the Jharkhand government and accused them of changing the weekly holiday from Sunday to Friday in Jamtara district to appease their vote bank. Prime Minister Modi said that the Sunday holiday in India has its roots in the colonial past and is associated with the Christian community. PM added that the opposition, after targeting Hindus, had now started to target the Christians. Let's listen in to what the Prime Minister said.
अब रविवार को हिंदुओं से जुड़ा हुआ नहीं है, ईसाई समाज से जुड़ा हुआ है। 200 साल से 300 साल से यहां चल रहा है। अब उन्होंने एक जिले में रविवार की छुट्टी पर ताले लगवा दिए, बोले शुक्रवार को छुट्टी होगी। अब ईसाइयों से भी झगड़ा, पहले हिंदुओं से झगड़ा, अब ईसाइयों से झगड़ा। ये क्या चल रहा है भाई? साथियों, इंडी गठबंधन की देश विरोधी राजनीति का एक खतरनाक फॉर्मूला है। उनका फॉर्मूला है गौर सांप्रदायिक राजनीति करो, गौर तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करो, अलगाववादियों को संरक्षण दो, आतंकवादियों का बचाव करो और जो उसका विरोध करे उस पर हिंदू मुसलमान करने का आरोप लगा दो।
Incumbent MP Nishikant Dubey echoed Prime Minister Modi's words. He said that the Prime Minister is only responding to the narrative that the opposition has set. He was responding to the questions being asked by the press. Now, the bigger story is, why is Prime Minister saying this? He also said that the time has come that the RSS and Christian missionaries work in tandem to save tribal from Bangladeshi love and land jihad. We will deal with the conversion issue within the tribal community later, but now is the time to save Adivasi culture. It is important to note that the JMM government in Jharkhand in 2022 reverted the weekly holiday to Sunday from Friday in 43 state-run schools in Jamtara district. The investigation also found that these schools in minority-dominated areas had independently changed their weekly holidays to Friday in 2020. Kalpana Soren reacted to Prime Minister Modi's accusations. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
हमारा ये हिंदुस्तान सबके लिए है और यहाँ पे धर्म की, जात पात की, इसकी बात से बढ़ करके हमको चुनाव में जो मुद्दे होने चाहिए उस पे बात जरूर करनी चाहिए।
Congress leader Pawan Khera also responded to the Prime Minister's allegation. Let's listen in.
कि संडे की छुट्टी ईसाइयों के प्रभाव से शुरू हुई है, ये हिंदू संस्कृति में नहीं है। देश के प्रधानमंत्री मंडे को जब मुंह खोलते हैं तो अजीब सी बातें बोलते हैं। पूरा देश, पूरा विश्व फिर हंस रहा है। अरे आप 10 साल से प्रधानमंत्री हैं, ये मुद्दे हैं आपके पास कि संडे को छुट्टी होनी चाहिए या मंडे को, और संडे की छुट्टी कौन से धर्म से प्रेरित है? 10 साल में बदल देते, और तो कुछ बदल नहीं पाए, ये छोटी मोटी बातें ही कर लेते। प्रधानमंत्री जी, छुट्टी संडे को हो या मंडे को, जो बेरोजगार है वो संडे को भी बेरोजगार है और मंडे को भी बेरोजगार है।
कभी मोदी कहते हैं कि झारखंड में जाकर तकरीर करके मोदी ने कहा कि झारखंड के किसी जिले में जुमे के दिन छुट्टी का ऐलान कर दिया गया, तो मोदी ने कहा देखिए यहाँ पर मुसलमान जुमे को छुट्टी मना रहे हैं, अब क्या मुसलमान संडे के दिन ईसाइयों से लड़ेंगे, और अगर नहीं करेंगे तो क्या हिंदुओं से लड़ेंगे? ये जबान के वजीर आजम को जेब देती है। नरेंद्र मोदी, क्या आप किसके वजीर आजम है? आप भारत के 133 करोड़ जनता के प्रधानमंत्री हैं या नहीं, बताइए आप।
ये बेसलेस आरोप लगाने वाले लोग अब धीरे धीरे एक्सपोज हो गए और आप देखेंगे कि इतना हतोत्साहित प्रधानमंत्री हमने अपने चुनावी जो हमारा अनुभव है उसमें पहली बार देखा है कि स्तर इतना नीचे, भाषा का स्तर इतना नीचे, उनके जो स्टार प्रचारक है उनकी भाषा का जो स्तर है, अब वो लोग समझ गए कि जनता अब उनको चाहती नहीं और इस बार वो निर्णय उनको सुना दिया जाएगा.
This is a very strange proposition, because RSS has opposed Christian missionaries for converting people in tribal belt. It's a stated position. JSS had been working, and RSS stated position is that any conversion through inducement and exploitation is wrong. The RSS is also opposed to the inclusion of Dalit Christians in the Christian tribals in the ST list. However, RSS and BJP's approach to Northeast Indian states, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland, has been completely different. They have taken a different approach when it comes to food or the lifestyle. The difference in approach can also be seen in Kerala and Goa, where the BJP has not made any issue out of beef, which stands in contrast to rest of the country where beef has been banned. It's an issue. They have treated these two areas differently. Now, the issue here is that the similar approach is in Kerala, where in order to make a space, you have taken a very communitarian point of view, where jihad, love jihad is used, where the Muslim community is being painted in a completely different dimension. No one is saying that there is no animosity or problem or issues associated with various community, but I don't think it can be located in entirely one community. So is BJP trying to woo the Christian voters in Jharkhand, changing the stated position? Second, BJP changes its approach regionally. Is this divergent and national and regional narrative of BJP going to be beneficial? BJP targeted Christian missionaries in Jharkhand, is now supporting them. Why? They openly question them, their functioning. Now these are the questions. I'll hold the question here and first take a response from Brijesh. Ye ho kya raha hai? And let's play out the pictures of Prime Minister.
Well, Karthikeya, I would say that the BJP is adopting a piecemeal approach. What they're trying to do is that, which is the lesser evil, can be quoted by them. And the fact of the matter is that, BJP, which is strongly against the conversion charges against the Christian community, and, they were vocally and very openly opposed to them. Suddenly they have realized that, that this is the narrative which doesn't fit in the larger scheme of things. Even the nationwide, the narrative which the Prime Minister and other very senior leader and cabinet ministers have built, right from the second phase downward till the seventh phase, as the campaign is about to end tomorrow at 5 or 6. This particular charge fits into the larger scheme of things, that that there is a Muslim appeasement by India Alliance. Basically, in reservation also, the India Alliance will make sure that the reservation is taken out from SC/ST and given only to Muslims and all. And that is the reason why this reach out to Christian community is concerned. I think once the election gets over, it's going to be back to square one. It's the Christians will, as far as conversion issue and other issues are concerned, it is going to be them and versus Christian, rather than them versus Muslims.
Ajit, isn't this itself communal in nature?
Well, it's certainly sectarian. I mean, raising these kind of issues when the Election Commission has already sent letters to both the sides not to use the caste symbol and the religious symbol in their speeches, right? It just happened about a few days ago. So, continuous use by both sides, because even when you look at the India Alliance, they keep talking all the time about how the constitution will get rid of the OBC caste reservation. Similarly, the Prime Minister continues his attack on the minority community. So yes, in that sense, it is, it is not upholding the model code of conduct, in fact, violating it. Yes, I agree. But there's a wider messaging here. Not only it's an election rhetoric, the wider messaging is that the Christian community has interest, or at least religious similarity, with the West. And India and West has never been closer than it has been under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that is a very important issue. Whereas Hindus and Muslims, the relationship is in a way a reminder of our partition, the partition riots, right? So therefore, and also India versus Pakistan and things of that sort. So therefore, the messaging is at two levels. One is it's a broad policy messaging that is happening at the same time in the environment around us. And second, I would consider it an election rhetoric. Because if you see Prime Minister's governance, when he lays out his various welfare policies, there I am told there has never been a bias against any particular community. There he goes by his typical, sabka saath, sabka vikas. But when he's campaigning, when he's not addressing what he thinks as a prime minister, but his main purpose is.
But Ajit, I don't think politics is divorced from morality. Dr. Verma, can politics be divorced from morality when we talk about dharma in politics? I mean to say that I understand the logic that Prime Minister is campaigning for the party, but he is openly talking about Christian and Muslim communities in Jharkhand. And that Jamtara incident is reported. I mean to say, उसमें कुछ छुपा ही नहीं है. It's reported, well published, documented, and investigated by various magazines. What had happened there in that particular district?
Yes, Karthikeya, I think that in the last phase of elections, I feel that it's almost the desperate attempt by all political parties and their star campaigners, and therefore all wild things are being said by the campaigners, whether they be from this side or that side. And as Ajit was really pointed out recently, but I disagree with what Brijesh had to say. That's a piecemeal thing, and after elections, things would be over. I can see as a very clear-cut thing in this, that the BJP has a very stated and very clear position. One is that they are talking of an all-India scenario, and they are talking of 140 crore people, and they are talking of all religions, all sects, and there has to be an inclusive approach. So while on the one hand, they are trying to include Muslims also, they are trying to include Christians also, and everybody in their wider constituency that they visualize. But at the same time, they are against the malpractices in every religion, be it the Muslim religion, be it the Hindu religion, be it the Christian religion. So it's not that it's a piecemeal approach, it's a very holistic approach that they have adopted, and it's their stated position. If you are a Muslim, if you are doing something wrong, but what is happening with other parties, that the other parties do not have the guts to say anything wrong done by a Muslim. They would hesitate to say a Muslim or a Christian are doing something wrong because they will think that it will hurt the wider community. But at the same time, I see that many people at the grassroots level do not appreciate this, because the ground reality is ground reality. Reality cannot be hidden. It's a ground reality. Everybody knows that. When you come into the political discourse, then academically and intellectually and rationally, you might condemn this way and that way. But if that discourse doesn't match with the ground reality, then that discourse will not hold good. That is a very clear position so far as this is concerned. And therefore, I think that what Modi has said, though it is an old story and it is referring to 2022, and I do not have any idea whether right now there is a Friday holiday, but it was old thing. But bringing in the Muslim, bringing in the Christian issue, in fact, I can only say that he is only trying to play politics in this, and all political leaders, they are expected to play politics. After all, they are doing politics. So all these statements are basically politics and nothing else. They
Brijesh wants to respond to it.
Well, the reason I use the word piecemeal is that if you look at if you look at the discourse of the Prime Minister from second phase downward till this, I mean, Ghuspaith here, Mangal Sutra chheen lenge and all, he's stoking fear. He's not addressing the ill of the society. Triple talaq is the ill of the society. When you say that triple talaq has been abolished, I completely understand and you get the point. But fear and talking about ill of a particular community is a completely different thing. He has not spoken about ill of the Christian community. And when you use the word beef, or when you use certain things, it is used to target one community, but it is not to target the entire group. And second thing is,
Nishikant is a sitting MP. See, what is he saying? Let me play out the tweet again. He's a sitting MP. What is he saying? The second tweet. The second tweet is it's a giveaway. That's the time has come that the RSS and Christian missionaries work in tandem to save tribals from Bangladeshi love and land jihad. We will deal with the conversion issue within the tribal community later, but now is the time to save Adivasi culture. Now, the entire RSS has been working there with the JSS and other people to ensure that the conversions don't take place. In fact, the Muslim issue is non-existent there.
The point is, it is like if I have to say that, I agree that, Mehbooba Mufti, we call them, they're filled with separatist tendencies and all. But if you want to form government with them, you side with them. And the very easy thing to say is that, Prime Minister is the politician. Boss, he's the Prime Minister also. How do I differentiate if I'm a Muslim? How do I differentiate with what the Prime Minister right now and what Prime Minister said tomorrow? How is this inclusive?
Isn't Prime Minister supposed to be like Caesar's wife?
This means that I can say right now anything to you and I can say something outside.
Does Prime Minister gets a carte blanche just because he is campaigning?
The entire world, when elections take place, it is considered in politics a war. Election is a war, basically. And in the war, you don't follow ordinary morality. So what I'm saying is campaign rhetoric. It's what they call in America, silly season of campaign politics. Look at the American elections. All the time they are doing negative politics. All types, including the issue of race. So I am not condoning what the Prime Minister said, but I'm saying that there is a difference between the metaphor of war in peacetime. When there is governance, then if you find that during BJP rule, there has been massive communal riot against the Muslims or certain other steps, then you can take them to task. I am not saying that don't take them to task. As a journalist, we are all moralists. But remember that election is a war time. And in war time, the morality is different in politics. What is the purpose of contesting an election? Maximizing votes, maximizing seats. That's what, not as Prime Minister Narendra Modi,
if I have to rationalize what you are saying, if I have to rationalize what you are saying,
as I said, I'm not condoning it.
No. Remember? If I have to, you are not the spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party, not Dr. Verma. I mean, say it's a show based on the experience of journalists. I'm saying that if I understand, the subtext is that stoking fear against Muslims is okay in the election. Right? It's an okay deal. How is this part of constitutionalism?
Can I just get back to you? Stoking fear and saying that if the BJP gets 400, they'll change the constitution and get rid of the Dalits and the OBCs from the reservation is equally divisive, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It is a well-known.
In one of our shows, we discussed it. And we said I remember I did a show exactly and you were part of it. And I said that the Prime Minister's response has come in context of this. If you recall, I did a 1-hour show that the response has a basis, and basis is that some leaders are trying to unfairly target BJP by saying, constitution badal denge. And they have
nobody is targeting BJP. Sorry. There's the catch in there. The BJP MPs are saying that they will change. The Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan is saying that they will change it. So it is not like the
I was talking about the context of my show. I am telling this to Ajit that the point is, Prime Minister, there's a common thread which has come up. In every rally, there's a common thread which has come up in which the villain is the Muslim community somehow. And then the Congress is being blamed as someone which is promoting minoritism. I mean, so you had quotas for backward Muslims in Gujarat, and somehow that became an issue. Ajit?
Yes, absolutely. You see, I agree. I'm saying, look at the negative campaign on both sides, number one. What I'm trying to say, the main fight, the main war right now is Kamandal versus Mandal. So what India Alliance does, it uses the Mandal rhetoric of targeting, let's say, in this case, the upper castes, when you are saying that you are going to break the Supreme Court reservation cap of 50%, you are basically a very same thing that Lalu and Mulayams did in UP and Bihar, right? Now the Congress party is doing it. That Congress party, which at one time used to believe in a Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas originally. So the BJP as a tit for tat is doing this. This is total war rhetoric, campaign rhetoric on both sides. not to be taken seriously, because neither of them, if they come to power, I doubt they'll implement any of this. So the point is...
Okay, fair enough. You know, I mean, Dr. Verma is very patiently waiting. Dr. Verma, isn't Prime Minister supposed to be like Caesar's wife?
This is expecting too much in the given political cultural scenario in the country, and you were talking of political morality. Let us not talk about political morality these days, at least.
But
for the last,
sir,
decades,
Dr. Verma, political morality is something, or the morality is something very, very central to Hindu Dharma, even in the time of war, elucidated by Lord Krishna.
But we are neither in the age of Lord
we
Krishna
are in Kali, but we are in Kali. We are in Kali, but it is very central to our civilization.
It is, and that's why
you are much more well read than me when it comes to these scriptures. Mahabharata is about morality.
You see, you are talking of morality. When you are talking of morality, then you are referring to certain cardinal values, and you say it must be based, politics must be based on dharma. Like Gandhi said, Ram Raj. By referring to Ram Raj, he was simply meaning that those cardinal values which you are referring to, and the cardinal values of dharma in the Indian context is very clearly stated in our scriptures. Ritik Shamadamo Astayam Shaucham Indre Nigra Dividya Satyam Akroda Dashkam Dharma Lachar. So these are the 10 cardinal values on which the entire Hindu civilization, Hindu culture, Hindutva, etc. is based. But the question is that as Brajesh was referring to, that he is stoking fears. But don't you see that the stoking of fears is coming from both the sides? Modi will run away midway, Modi will change the constitution, he will change democracy, he will destroy, he will become dictatorship, he will abolish reservation. I mean, what is this? This is all stoking fear. So both sides are, doing tar, what we say in Hindi, tar of political morality. So okay. I am blaming both the sides of having completely abolished any kind of political morality. So this campaign is concerned. And you were referring to constitution and constitutionalism. Do you know what is constitutionalism? Constitution and constitutionalism has the same correlation that your body and soul has. I mean, you can have a constitution, but there cannot be any constitutionalism if there is no restraint on the government. But don't we have a restraint on the government?
Maybe I should have, Dr. Verma, maybe I should have used the word neo-constitutionalism, but no, nonetheless.
You are perfectly all right. You are perfectly all right. I am just referring it for the benefit of your viewers, because many people, they just, Modi constitution change kar dega. Modi had changed lot of constitutions. After he came in 10 years, he doesn't need 400 power to change the constitution. Congress has been changing 100 times the constitution, making
I don't disagree. I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Constitution is not a static document.
I do not disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. But this conversation was about what happened in Jharkhand, and I felt that this really needs to be debated. Thank you so much, Dr. Verma, for joining me. Brijesh, my understanding is that after phase 1, I think certain goalposts shifted with BJP, and they took a different line, realizing that something is not working, or else this election would have been on guarantee. Sorry, I am not giving you space to come back to me on this, because it's time for a short break, and then I'll come to on point 2. And on point 2 is Prime Minister Modi hints at possible conspiracy behind the deteriorating health of Odisha CM Naveen Patnaik.